Police officers, did you ever meet a 14-year-old criminal? I arrived at the crime scene to find a boy named Monty accused of pushing his family's nanny down the stairs, leaving her with a broken ankle and a bruised face. This was bad. Assault on a caregiver. Potential felony charges for a kid who wasn't even in high school yet. The nanny, Ms. Brennan, was a mess of tears and righteous fury, clutching her swollen ankle while she painted a picture of an out-of-control teenager who'd exploded over being asked to clean his room. 20 years I've been caring for children, she wailed, and never has one laid hands on me like this animal did. The parents were in full damage control mode, the mother wringing her manicured hands while the father's face darkened with rage at his son. Officer, please, the mother rushed to explain. Monty's been going through a difficult phase, but we never imagined he'd do something like this. The father was already mentioning their lawyer, talking about military school, about how disappointed he was that his son had attacked a defenseless woman. I looked at Monty, expecting to see defiance or guilt, but the kid was standing frozen at the top of the stairs, gripping his 12-year-old brother like someone was about to snatch him away. My gut told me that the whole scene was wrong, but the evidence was clear. Injured nanny at the bottom of the stairs, teenager at the top, parents confirming he'd been troubled lately. And just as I was about to make arrests, Monty finally spoke. Can I please just explain what really happened? His voice was barely a whisper, but something in it made me pause. Go ahead, I said, keeping the cuffs in my hand. Monty took a shaky breath, still clutching his brother. She was going to hurt Jack, he started, voice barely audible. Jack, his little brother, was now hiding behind him. Officer, this is ridiculous, Ms. Brennan interrupted, but I silenced her with a look. Monty continued. She's been doing things for months, Monty said quietly. Things you wouldn't believe. The father stepped forward. What things? She has these punishments. When we don't finish homework fast enough, she locks us in the attic for hours. Ms. Brennan laughed nervously. Timeouts are essential to raise children into proper adults. But you don't even let us eat when we're in timeout, Jack yelled, and suddenly the room temperature had dropped. I stepped in and said, Monty, tell me about today in specific. The kid nodded and began explaining. Jack was building Legos in his room, wearing his headphones. Ms. Brennan called him for lunch, but he didn't hear her. The nanny scoffed. He deliberately ignored me. These boys have no respect. That's not true. Jack spoke up, his hands clutching his brother's. Then Monty's voice got stronger. She stormed in and grabbed his ear. Then she twisted it hard. Jack started crying, begging her to stop. The parents exchanged uncertain glances. When she didn't stop, Jack threw a Lego at her face, Monty admitted hesitantly, but only because she wouldn't let go. Ms. Brennan touched her bruised cheek triumphantly. You see, he assaulted me first. Then what happened? I asked, not even bothering with the nanny anymore. Monty's arms tightened around Jack. She grabbed him by the collar, dragged him to the stairs. She said, you want to throw things? Let's see how you like being thrown. The mother gasped. She was going to push my 12-year-old brother down those stairs, but I couldn't let that happen. No way. So I ran towards her and pushed her first. I didn't mean to push her down the stairs. I was just trying to push her away from Jack, but she started tumbling down and I panicked. So I ran to my phone and called the police thinking she needed help. The room went silent. I would never throw a child anywhere. That's a complete lie, Ms. Brennan said, but her voice wavered. These children have active imaginations. Surely you don't believe this nonsense, right? The parents looked hesitant, and I knew they didn't believe a word. But then Monty pulled out his phone and showed us a video that changed everything. I knew you wouldn't believe us. You didn't the first time I told you who she was. So this time I recorded everything. The video showed exactly what Monty had described, starting from Jack lounging in his room to Ms. Brennan dragging him off while saying, you want to throw things? Let's see how you like being thrown. I looked at Ms. Brennan, whose face had gone from indignant to ashen, and told her, ma'am, you're under arrest for child abuse and endangerment. 2 weeks later, Monty got an award from his school for protecting his brother.